Hi there, welcome again to Awakenings Online. So, have you ever wondered what is your purpose? I'm sure you've heard this phrase over and over again. I know I have. And for years I've struggled with that answer. What am I doing here? Is it to be a wife and mother? That's how I was raised. That's what I thought as a teen. That's what I was supposed to be doing. When it didn't happen that way, right off the hop, I had it planned and didn't. I moved on. Then that course changed again. And before I knew it, a new man entered the stream, and shortly thereafter, 3 children that never should have been. I thought I had found my purpose. I homeschooled my children with the idea that I could give them a different start in life, different perspective. Possibly they'd have a different view of the world than just the ordinary run-of-the-mill, till you're dead, as we do. I didn't know exactly what that would look like, but I was sure I had something unique to offer them. So now I have 3 grown, very intuitive daughters. They have wisdom in some areas that their peers are baffled with, and yet they still have some of the same trials and tribulations. So I thought my work here is done. But as they grew up, there were times when I would delve into their lives uninvited. Not because I thought they were hiding things, but because I could sense there was something that they were not sharing. And I had this fear that it was because they didn't understand themselves. So of course, I would not take no for an answer. This caused some huge rifts in our relationships that we're still trying to sort out. Also, the same discussions were had between myself and my husband, and I felt there were things that I should not have had to say or share. He would just know. Why not? I knew so. Why didn't he know so? Again, the communication gap. So it wasn't until I reconnected with an old friend that I grew up with, that I began to see just what my path possibly was about. And this friend was more attuned to the ways of the metaphysical world than I ever was. Of course, I dabbled, like everybody, in the law of attraction and healing from gemstones, but there was always something in the back of my mind that was telling me I was a bunch of flaky. Then this friend approached me with the idea of offering a course on light work. Always up to the challenge, I began my research. Boom. The information I gathered was one mind-blowing experience after another. I saw patterns, coincidences, I shared fears, shared energy, impromptu conversations. It was endless. I had finally found my tribe. This couldn't possibly be just a passing thing. I resonated with so many topics, it was amazing. So I'm sure I'm not the only one out there, as I've discovered through my research, but I know it took me half a lifetime to get this far. And I'm now only starting to realize what I was brought here to do. So I'd like to give you the insight to start your journey, maybe a little earlier than me. Not that I want to interrupt your stream of seeking and what you're up to, but if you're here, you should be here. So what you choose to do after this point, that's up to you, and I'll be here every step. Your curiosity will assist me to engage all that I have in my light working ability, and through that I'll support you with as much guidance as I can muster, and together we can walk this path. And from what I've learned, what a path it is. Awakenings is offering you an opportunity to partake in your own awakening. So we offer 7 steps to understanding and realizing your potential as a light worker, 7 signs of a light worker, the drama, shadow work, the ego, acceptance of source. During these modules, you'll discover who you are by recognizing the uniqueness of your experiences. Maybe you think that all your knowings are the same as the rest of the crew. I can guarantee, as I've shared at the beginning, You are not the same as everyone else. You have unique gifts that are yours for the sharing, and you have your own ripples to put into the vast universe to create your own healings. And from these ripples, wonderful oceans of love, peace, and abundance for yourself and those that are drawn to you.
Hi, my name is Naomi. Welcome to Awakenings Online. I'm different. I've known I'm different since I was a child. In fact, around the time that I knew I was different, I had met Doris, who you've already been introduced to. My first encounter with my higher power was when I was 10. My younger sister and I were sitting together on a living room chair looking at a picture in the Bible. Suddenly I felt this heat, like a hot wind, in my chest. I was shocked, but not scared. I had no idea what had happened, but after that I would know things. I could tell when someone was going to do something or what they were going to say, and even weirder was when somebody lied. I could see a shimmer around their body. I wanted to talk to my parents about it, but they were not receptive to any kind of that type of different talk. As time went on, I believed I had been given a sign from God. I read books that had gospel stories in them. I became an altar girl. I wanted to be ready for when God called me again. But I was always searching. I was hungry. My spiritual entity was hungry. I just didn't know it yet. All I knew is I was always having to try new situations, some quite precarious, and some I'm amazed I survived, trying to fulfill this need in me. Then one day, when I was 13, while I lay on the ground surrounded by a dozen or so teenagers and I was being kicked, they were beating me up, I called on God in my head to save me, and I heard, "Save yourself." I felt abandoned and never called on God again. I survived the beatings from my peers and left home at 16 to make my way in the world with my future husband. Married at 18, babies at 22 and 23, and divorced at 26. I had no idea what I was supposed to do. With no education and 2 babies still in diapers. Not long after that, an acquaintance gave me a book called Life 101. I read it and read it and read it again. I tried the suggestions on how to retrain my brain to think in a positive way and beginner meditation. I tried astral projection and scared the crap out of myself. I tried telepathy and had a mental door slammed in my face. That's when I learned about invading another person's space physically and psychically. By the time I was 35, I had become proficient in reading tarot and palms and would often have visions. I had learned how to see auras and was active in Kundalini meditation. Then my world crashed, and I crashed with it. One action by one person I had trusted implicitly, and everything I had learned and accomplished was gone in an instant, and I was in a very dark place. That dark place held my soul and froze my spiritual awakening for almost 10 years. In that time, I had no faith, no love, no hope. I didn't wallow in despair. I wasn't clinically depressed. I was in stasis. Then slowly I started to see the beauty in the world again. I would go for drives in the country and stop on the side of the road, and get out of the vehicle, and walk to the woods, just on the edge, but I could feel the pull of the life energy within. I let myself touch that energy and I started my journey to where I was supposed to be. I slowly let myself feel again and created the life I believe was right for me. I started to let nature be my meditative guide instead of trying to force it to where I thought it should go. I learned to accept every single challenge I had ever had as just another step to who I was supposed to be. And I realized that part of evolving spiritually included accepting everyone as who and what they are. My path is to guide those who are ready to go to their next level of spiritual evolution. I'm not a guru or a psychic who will tell you to pay me hundreds of dollars and I'll solve all your problems. I am a guide who is here to help you find how to solve your problems yourself. That's my job in this life. I look forward to working with you through the courses and lessons offered by Awakenings Online. Every course has 7 lessons. After each lesson, there's a written assignment. Once each assignment is completed in the course, a certificate of completion will be mailed to you. Enjoy your learning, and please feel free to contact us at awakenings_online@yahoo.com.